Welcome to the WalaWay. This is Imran Lawala, and it's been a long time, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a few months since we've made any videos, any interviews, but we're going to go straight into it. We're going to review the NBA, the basketball internet, NBA YouTube, and we're going to cover some of these controversial takes that some of these former NBA players have been having. Let's get straight into it.
Who's the best four-man to ever play basketball? It's only one answer.
I'm going to say Kevin Garnett, dude. I really love Kevin Garnett. And then Tim Duncan, obviously, could be a lot of people's answer.
No, it is.
What if Kevin Garnett played in Greg Popovich's system?
It'll be a stud. What you mean? You can't take.
So that question, what if Kevin Garnett played in Greg Popovich's system, right? And we're going to talk about Gilbert Arenas and his podcast later because they were also talking about that swap. What if the two players were swapped and they were saying that KG would have been better than Tim Duncan or as great? Now, sometimes this is where even as former basketball players, they don't think about the game within the game, right? We know from another clip where Kevin Garnett was talking about his relationship with Rasho Nesterovic, former center for the Timberwolves. He left the Timberwolves because he just couldn't take KG's intensity, the type of things KG was saying. He went to the Spurs, and what happened in the Spurs? He won a championship or two championships with Tim Duncan. He definitely won one. He might have won two. I think he won in 2005 and possibly in 2007. So it's not as easy as if you take this talent, what if you put him in this system? Is he going to get the same benefit? Remember, we know that Greg Popovich is a no-nonsense type of individual, right? We know that they chased out Dennis Rodman, right, because of a culture. Dennis did not fit the culture, number one. Number two, Steven Jackson, the second time he was on the team, it didn't work out, right? Because, again, culturally, things were not fitting. Steven Jackson was going after other players. So just to think that KG would work out off the bat because he's a monster, he averaged great numbers, he's very intense. It doesn't work like that, right? If you don't fit with the coach, if you don't fit with the culture of the team, the culture of the city, the culture with your international players, it doesn't automatically equate into winning more championships. And let's continue with the clip and let's see if Pat Bev has anything else interesting that he's saying.
Take none from KG. KG's
Exactly. So, so then don't you think that Tim Duncan benefited a little bit from being in that system?
You talk about being great on the team where other greats are on the team with you. That's impressive. That's how I look at it.
So what Pat Ben is saying is that Tim Duncan was a great amongst greats. So it's not like he didn't shine when he played with greats. No, he still shone the brightest, right? So, and if you look at KG towards the end of his career, it's not even the end of his career, but when he went to Boston, right, the numbers start diminishing a little because you start playing more team basketball and you're sacrificing your personal play for the success of the team. Whereas Tim Duncan, even though he sacrificed, his numbers were still there. So I don't agree with that take. I think Tim Duncan is the best power forward to ever play the game for a multitude of reasons. Came in Rookie of the Year, #1 pick, wins an NBA championship, I believe, in year one or year two, right, as a rookie or as a sophomore. Obviously, total of 5 NBA championships to 1 championship for KG. KG went around to multiple teams, might have finished out his career playing for 4 or 5 teams. Tim Duncan only played for 1 team. Tim Duncan sacrificed his ego, sacrificed his style of play so he could make the players around him better and ensure that they were winning championships. So that's my take for who is the best power forward of all time.
Was there someone that you loved, you knew that back it up, Andy was going to talk it to you?
Believe it or not, y'all, Tim Duncan. People would not see him verbally saying stuff because he wasn't talking sentences. Timmy would hit you in phrases. Got you. Almost.
So for those of us who know the Spurs, and, I like myself, I watched Tim Duncan since the beginning. That's Timmy, right? That's Timmy. Timmy is not a trash talker, not someone who uses a lot of profanity unless he's very angry. So imagine being someone like KJ who's super intense and you're looking to elicit a reaction from the guy you're going against. And the guy you're going against is as big as you. He's giving you the business. He's putting up numbers against you, and then he's tapping you on the backside and said, good one, almost had it. Right? That could be super frustrating.
What really, really, really pissed me off was when the trash talking wasn't affecting him. So now you spending all this energy trying to rile this up. You done forgot about your own game. You forgot about they coming to you that you're supposed to. And then that's when I actually quit talking trash to Timmy because he wouldn't respond or he wasn't.
So again, very important point, right? KG, as I referenced in one of our previous videos, he's talking about the game inside the game. So you're so busy trying to talk trash to this guy. KG's talking trash to Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is not responding the way you want. That is psychs you out of your own game. You forget about what you're supposed to be doing, right? So that's why in the previous video where we talk about if you swap KG in for Tim Duncan, does that automatically equal the same success? I don't think necessarily that it does, right? An early KG, definitely not. A more mature veteran KG, probably so. But, people fail to realize that sometimes the quiet superstars, they sacrifice so much ego to be great, right? And you see, like now, Tim Duncan, he's starting to get love, even though he's been retired now for 5, 6, 7 years. And he got love through his career. But you see that his stardom has grown, even though he's retired. And the people who know basketball know how great Tim Duncan was, because you don't have to scream the loudest. You don't have to beat your chest every time. You don't have to yell at the referees all the time. But you see that game respects game. Tim Duncan, one of the best ever to do it. And let's see how KG finishes out this clip.
Giving me the reaction I was getting. Especially, Timmy got 20, 20, 15. Like, I'm in here like. But,
I didn't understand that sometimes with Tim. Like, we used to come out of the game and Pop just screaming at him, cursing him out. And I'm sitting down there, man, how's you letting this mother talk to you like this? You Tim Duncan. Ain't saying nothing. So when Pop come to me, I got to be like, what the can I say? Tim Duncan taking it.
So that's leadership, guys, right? Look at the players who are underneath you, watching you interact with the coach. And they're saying, man, if Tim Duncan tolerates that from the coach, we got no choice, right? That's real leadership. Even if it's a silent leadership, it's a different style of leadership. So sometimes in order to be a champion, to be a winner, you got to sacrifice your ego. You got to build out those around you. You got to sometimes even, dare I say it, in today's day and age, trust the process, right? We have a lot of people now who are young that want to get that instant gratification, who want to win right away. And they don't realize sometimes it takes years, it takes trust, it takes mentorship, it takes deferring tasks and responsibilities to others. And in this case, if you're a basketball player, instead of scoring 25 a game, I have to give this guy 4 points. I have to give this guy 2 rebounds, 1 assist, so they feel like they're also part of the system and that they're winning and they're confident.